everyone, my name is Allison. I'm Director of Education here at the National First Ladies Library. Today we're going to talk about a very special inventor. Her name is Hedy Lamarr, and if you talk to your grandparents or parents about her, they might say, Hedy Lamarr, she's a movie star, not an inventor. But Hedy lived a double life as an inventor and a movie star. In fact, she felt that sometimes she had to work even harder as an inventor to convince people that she was smart because she was so beautiful as well. And what she invented, it's actually something that we use every day. It's called signal hopping or frequency hopping. And Hedy, who had immigrated from Vienna to the United States, was wanting to be really active in World War II and help out. And she had this idea. It's based on the way that walkie-talkies work. And there's a picture of it right here. You can see when you're talking on a walkie-talkie, one signal goes back and forth. A sound signal talks to the other walkie-talkie. So the big problem that they were having was sometimes a submarine, when it launched a torpedo, that torpedo and submarine, they talk to each other this way. And the enemy could jam that frequency and send the torpedo in a different direction. But what Hedy came up with was working in multi-frequencies. So she felt like if the frequencies hopped, if they hopped from one channel to the next channel, they could be protected and stay safe. So she invented this. She came up with a patent for it, and guess what happened? The military decided that her invention, they couldn't use it, but they made it classified. So for years and years, nobody knew about this invention and no one could use it. But once it became public, people realized how important it was, that they could use it for things like protecting their Wi-Fi signals or protecting their cell phones from being hacked. So today, we're going to practice that idea of signal hopping, or the way that the sound frequency or the frequencies work here with my Ghostbusters car. So we talked about how walkie-talkies send a signal back and forth. So we're going to see how those signals get blocked. And I've got a few different materials up here. One is cloth, one is plastic, and one is tin foil. Do you think that the signal will get blocked for one of those particulars? Let's see. First we'll test it and make sure it works. And you can come up with your hypothesis of which one of these things you think won't work. When will the frequency be blocked? Let's find out. So I've got a tablecloth here. You can do this at home if you have a car too, like mine. It doesn't have to be a Ghostbusters car. So here we go. What do you think? Is it gonna work? Let's listen in here. It's working, so it's still getting that frequency to make it go. It's still talking. So it looks like it's still working. We haven't jammed the frequency yet. Next, we're going to try some plastic wrap. And I'm going to try and really wrap it up here. So let's see what we can do. Really wrap this thing. So I'm going to wrap it in plastic, and then I'm going to put it in a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag that I'm going to seal. How does that sound? Okay. So here we go. We've got one layer. And we've got another layer here. Let's see how it works. Oh, Slimer is still lighting up. He's still even moving a little. So we know that that frequency is getting to the car from the remote. And last but not least, we're going to unwrap it from the plastic, and we're going to wrap it in some tin foil. So let's see what our aluminum foil can do. Make sure that we wrap it really, really tight. And guess what? I don't hear any sound. I don't see any movement. So the foil is actually blocking that signal. That signal isn't getting from my remote to my car. Pretty interesting, right? So that's a little bit of information about Hedy and her invention and how that signal frequency works. So you can try it at home with your race cars and remote cars and tell us if you found anything else that blocked the frequency.